Hey guys, it's Paige. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Sunday morning. I wanted to get on here and do a little bit of a Sunday morning sit down video with you guys. So grab a cup of coffee or whatever you have and just sit along for a little while. I wanted to get on here and do a little bit of a video about a Trikafta update. I've done a few Trikafta updates in the past few months. I have been on for 11 months. Next month in February is going to be a whole year that I've been on Trikafta. And one thing I wanted to get on, I don't think I've done a whole lot of them lately, is a video with some Trikafta side effects. You hear a lot about the updates and all of the good that people are having with Trikafta, and you don't hear a whole lot about the different side effects that come from it. So first I want to say, I have been feeling amazing. I am thankful every single day for Trikafta. I can't imagine my life without it, and I don't want my life without it ever. And I do also want to say that the side effects totally do not outweigh the good that Trikafta does. The side effects that I've personally had, these are just my personal side effects. For me, not being on Trikafta is worse than having to live with the side effects. Any side effect I've had from Trikafta, I will totally live with. I will live with them for the rest of my life, and I'm okay with that. There's some good, there's some that aren't so fun, but they're not livable. And this is just me personally. I know everybody's body and everybody's experiences are very, very different. Nobody has the same reactions, side effects. Nobody's going to be the same. But I wanted to get on here if there's somebody who hasn't been on Trikafta yet, or is trying to get on, or is just curious, what are some of the side effects you've seen, some of the side effects you've had. I want to say one of the biggest side effects for me that I have had, and I guess it's along the lines of good side effects, is my body seems to digest food a little bit better. I don't have to take as many enzymes before I eat as I did. Along the lines of that though, that is something that is still a work in progress. It's not, even after a year, my body is still not, every day is different. So just when I think if I have this food, I only have to take this many pills, the next day could be totally different yet again. Along the lines of that is, I have always, with having CF, I have always yo-yoed in weight. My weight has never been consistent. I'm either way underweight, or I'm just right, or I need to gain weight. My weight has never been consistent. Thankfully, when I was very, very little, doctors wanted to put a feeding tube in me, and my mom had said, we're going to try everything we can so she doesn't have to. And thankfully, I have never had to have a feeding tube. So I'm very, very thankful for that. I used to, when I was very, very little, to gain weight, I would take these meal replacement shakes that were this crazy amount of calories. They were crazy and fat. They were called Scandi shakes. I don't even know if they're still around anymore, but I would have 1, 2, sometimes 3 a day. And that really helped me gain weight. When I get sick, I could be at a healthy weight, and then the second I started to get sick, my body would instantly drop 10 pounds in a couple days. So my doctors have always wanted me, for my height, for my body, they've always wanted me to be between 130 and 150. If I could somehow stay between that margin, it's a big margin, but if I could somehow stay around that, I'd be good. And I've consistently, for probably the last 3 or 4 years, been around that 135, 140 mark, and I'm okay with that. For me, that is healthy. I'm at my healthiest when I'm around that weight. Sometimes it goes higher. With starting Trikafta, in the beginning, I did gain quite a bit of weight, which is okay. And it's since, fluctuated. One of the things with Trikafta is I have noticed, because when you take your Trikafta pills, you have to take so much fat with them, fat and protein, to get it to absorb in your body. So my biggest struggle is for breakfast. I've never been a big breakfast eater. So it's finding a balance of what is the best food that I can take in the morning. So sometimes it's never the same. So sometimes I take a breakfast shake, a protein powder shake, but I mix it with some higher fat milk to make sure it's high enough. Sometimes it's bacon. Bacon is good and fat, but I like it healthy. So I'll do like a bacon, or sometimes it's eggs, but I consistently can't do the same breakfast over and over and over again. So it totally changes week to week, day to day. One of the biggest things for me is I have noticed for my body, and this also goes along with, I have been borderline CFRD, so cystic fibrosis related diabetes, for about 10 years. So I have always tried to regulate that, and thankfully, knock on wood, thankfully I've still been able to regulate it with diet and still been okay. But for me, so with that plus food now for Trikafta, I have started to do, and my body has to eat multiple times a day, almost like clockwork. So I have to have breakfast, and then by like 10 a.m. I have to have a snack, and then like 12:30, that's my lunch hour for work. So 12:30 I'm eating, then probably another snack a little bit later, then dinner, and then a snack before bed when I take my nighttime. So for me, it's finding higher fat, healthier foods. Not candy. I've never been a big like sweets person, so it's not so much like candies and cookies. For me, it's more like, okay, I'm gonna have like a beef snack, or like a beef jerky, or like a sausage, or I'm gonna have some cheese, cottage cheese. I've always loved it, but that has become like a staple in my house. It's always in our fridge. Pastas, but not too much pasta. Steaks, stuff like that. That has become like a new regular. Like I will have like a cold sandwich at 10 a.m. for a snack. It's different things like wheat thins. Just, it's finding different snacks to have, but also getting yourself in a routine. Like for me, I'm a very routine person, and Trikafta has made me have to be that even more. Like I will take snacks in my purse if I need to, make sure I have snacks when we're going out. So that is probably one of the biggest differences, is the snacking more often, but still playing with the amount of enzymes I have to take. I guess another side effect that kind of goes along with that is bloating. I've usually taken Miralax for probably like every other day or a couple times a week. I thankfully haven't had to do that too much. I still probably every couple weeks take some Miralax just to make sure things are fine. But for me, I do bloat more than normal. So it's not a bad thing. It's never to the point of like painful. It's just, I notice like, oh, like you can tell I've maybe eaten or something like that. But it's really just finding that new normal, that new happy normal. For me, for Trikafta, I have actually thankfully been able to stop taking, so like Advair. I used to take Advair every day. I don't have to take that anymore. In the mornings when I wake up, I can take a deep breath, and I don't cough hardly ever, which is amazing. Like that is an amazing side effect. It's probably the best one ever. It's my whole life I've waken up and I have coughing, and I have a coughing jag. The one thing for me that I've had to get good at is remembering to do my vest right away. I've not stopped doing my vest, but it's one of those where, oh, I feel so good, I'm gonna do this quick, or do this quick, or do this quick, and then I'm like, oh, it's noon, like I need to do my vest. So I have not, and I will not cut any of my vest treatments. It's just, okay, yes, you're feeling good, yes, you're in the middle of something, but stop and just do your vest. Where in the morning, it would be like, okay, get up, do vest, and then my day starts. So it's kind of nice, like, oh, if I have to run a quick errand, I can do that, and then come home, do vest. But I still like to stay in my consistent routines, because I am a very, very routine person. And I guess the only other side effect I've had, and it's not even like a crazy one, and it's not anxiety, it's not more worrying, it's more of just feeling, sometimes I feel a little more spacey, like maybe I forget things a little bit more, but it's not, I don't feel on edge. So it's not anxiety, and I've talked this out with, like my doctor, it's not anxiety, it's just maybe being a little more tense on certain things, but it's not dramatic. It's just every once in a while. And I think the only other thing for side effects that I personally have had, and this is probably a silly one, this is probably crazy, My hair, my hair has gotten so thin. Always had thin hair, but my hair has gotten super, super thin. So we've been doing different tests to, check vitamin levels, because you don't want to just instantly start stuff. So, I mean, yes, we're taking care of it, but my hair is very thin. So I've never really been one to like color my hair a lot, but it's probably been 6, 7, 8 months since I've colored my hair, just because I don't want to like add anything extra to maybe make it get thinner. So that is probably another one that I've noticed. And a big one that I've heard a lot of people have had, and I have it too, acne. Oh my goodness, my face like breaks out all the time. You could probably see, I don't really have a lot of makeup on today. I have like little spots all over. But you know what? If that's the price it takes for feeling healthy and all that, I'll do it over and over and over and over and over again. Like, I am totally okay with that. And then cravings. Oh my goodness, cravings. So another thing that they warned me about, and this happened in the hospital like right when I started at probably the second or third day. First was food aversions. So one of my favorite vegetables used to be corn. I cannot eat corn anymore. I don't know why. And it's not a texture, it's just my body, like the flavor I can't do. But on a flip side, my body craves carrots. And part of that, which is why, like my doctor knows we've been testing and going forward with it. So I've had lower iron. So my iron is a little bit lower than it's been. And in aspects, some people, when they're low on iron, crave something like carrots, which also can affect for like hair loss. So, or like thinning of hair. So it all kind of goes together. But all in all, out of those few side effects that I've had with Trikafta, it's worth it. And it's worth it time and time again. And I'm thankful those are just the few that I've had. And does my body still work how it should? Of course not. Do I feel better? Yes. Do I know if my lungs are at 100%? I know they're not, because I can feel that they're not like 100% for PFTs. But my lungs feel healthy. Like, to me, yes. Sometimes I still have a hard time taking a deep breath, or occasionally I'll still cough up like some white mucus, but it's no longer like thick, chunky, green, brown coming from the bottom. Like, it's, for me, it's normal, and it's a good normal. And I am so thankful. And I wanted to get on here and just do this little Sunday sit down video with you guys, with my morning coffee, and just kind of chat with you guys. And I wanted to bring a video that, symptoms and side effects are not the same for everybody, but maybe somebody who hasn't been on Trikafta or who is going to be getting on Trikafta, it can help you guys a little bit with knowing, okay, you might expect this, or, oh, that happened to me. It's not unusual. So I hope that this video made some kind of sense for you guys. I hope you enjoyed our little Sunday sit down chat, and I hope you guys have an amazing week ahead, and I cannot wait to be back and talk to you guys very, very soon. Bye, guys.